Hey, what's up, plant lovers? If you're like me and you love having houseplants, but don't always have the time, or let's be honest, the patience, to keep up with super needy plants, this one's for you. Today, I'm breaking down 7 Calathea varieties that are not only gorgeous, but super low maintenance. These guys are perfect for anyone who wants that lush, tropical vibe without all the fuss. From their stunning patterns to their air-purifying abilities, Calatheas are hands down some of the best houseplants to keep around. And the best part? You don't need to be a plant expert to keep these beauties thriving. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, we've got the Calathea Medallion. Now, this one is a showstopper, and it's probably one of the most popular varieties out there. Just check out those leaves. That you've got these incredible dark green patterns that almost look painted on. And flip them over, you get that deep purple underside. It's like having 2 plants in one. Now, what I love about the Medallion is that it looks high maintenance, but it's surprisingly easy to care for. This guy only needs moderate watering. You don't want to soak it, just keep the soil moist, but not soggy. And it's pretty forgiving if you miss a watering here and there. Light-wise, bright, indirect light is perfect. Direct sunlight can scorch those pretty leaves, so just keep it somewhere with soft, filtered light. Think near a sheer curtained window. And because it's a tropical plant, it does love a bit of humidity. But don't worry, you don't need to live in a rainforest to keep this one happy. A little misting every now and then will do the trick. So yeah, if you're looking for something bold, beautiful, and surprisingly chill to take care of, the Calathea Medallion's your go-to. Trust me, it'll be a star in your home. Next up, we've got Calathea Freddie. This one's a bit more laid back, but still brings the tropical vibes. It's perfect if you're looking for a plant that'll blend into your space without being too flashy, but still gets noticed. Freddie's got these really cool, wavy leaves with subtle stripes that run down the length of the leaf. It's like nature's own pinstripe suit. One of the reasons I love Freddie is that it's one of the easiest Calatheas to care for. It doesn't get as fussy about humidity as some of the others, so it's great if you live in a drier climate or just don't feel like misting every day. Freddie likes bright, indirect light, but it can handle lower light pretty well too. So if you've got a spot in your home that doesn't get a ton of sun, Freddie's gonna be just fine. And as far as watering goes, you want to keep the soil slightly moist, same as the others. Just check the top of the soil, and if it feels dry, give it a drink. But don't drown it. If you've got average indoor humidity, Freddie won't complain. But if you really want to go the extra mile, pop it near a humidifier or give it a mist every now and then. Simple. So, if you're looking for a chill, low-maintenance Calathea that still brings those bold, striped leaves to the table, Calathea Freddie's your plant. It's as easygoing as houseplants get. Alright, next on our list is the Calathea Makoyana, also known as the peacock plant. And you can see why it gets that name. Just look at those leaves. These leaves are wild. You've got these translucent green patterns that almost look like feathers. It's like you're looking at a peacock's tail every time you glance at this plant. Definitely an eye-catcher. Now, even though Makoyana looks pretty fancy, it's surprisingly easy to care for. Just give it some bright indirect light. Nothing too intense. Direct sunlight can mess with those delicate leaves, so filtered light is perfect. As with most Calatheas, you want to keep the soil moist, but not soaking wet. I usually water mine when the top inch or so feels dry. It's pretty forgiving, but try not to let it dry out completely. Makoyana loves a little humidity. You don't need to go crazy with it, just mist it every few days. Or if you're like me and forget, stick it near a humidifier, and it'll be happy. It also plays nice with other houseplants. So if you've got a little plant family growing, Makoyana fits right in. It's not a diva, and it won't take up too much space. So if you want a plant that looks exotic, but doesn't demand a ton of effort, the Calathea Makoyana's your go-to. It'll definitely level up your houseplant game with those showy peacock-like leaves. Alright, this next one is a personal favorite, Calathea Orbifolia. Look at these massive leaves. They're like little works of art. If you're looking for a statement plant that's low maintenance, this is it. Just take a look at those stripes. They're wide, symmetrical, and have this silvery shine to them. This plant has a real calming, peaceful vibe to it. It's a perfect fit for any room. Now, like most Calatheas, Orbifolia loves bright, indirect light. You want to avoid direct sunlight because those big, beautiful leaves can get scorched easily. Keep it in a spot with some soft, diffused light, and it'll thrive. This one likes its soil to be consistently moist, but not soaked. I water mine when the top inch of soil feels dry. It can be a little sensitive to tap water, so if you've got filtered or distilled water, that's even better. And don't forget about humidity. Orbifolia loves a bit of moisture in the air. If you can, mist it regularly, or keep it near a humidifier. Trust me, those big leaves will appreciate it. It's a big plant, but it doesn't take up too much space. The leaves grow outward instead of upward, so you get that dramatic look without it taking over the room. So, if you want a plant that's as impressive as it is easy to care for, Calathea Orbifolia is the one. It's got those stunning wide leaves and brings a relaxed, tropical vibe to any space. Plus, it's way easier to keep happy than you'd think. Next up, we've got the Calathea Ornata, also known as the pinstripe plant. And trust me, this one is a real show-off with those sleek pink stripes. It's got a little bit of elegance, but it's still super easy to care for. Look at those stripes. They're like perfectly drawn lines. The contrast between the dark green and the pink really makes this plant pop. If you want something that stands out but doesn't need constant attention, Ornata's your girl. Like most Calatheas, the Ornata prefers bright, indirect light. No direct sunlight, though. That'll fade those beautiful stripes. Think of a spot near a window with filtered light, and you're golden. As far as watering goes, you want to keep the soil consistently moist but not soaked. Check the top inch of soil. If it's dry, give it a little drink. And, if you can, use filtered or distilled water, since this one's a little sensitive to tap water. And of course, Ornata loves a bit of humidity, no surprise there. If you've got dry air in your home, just mist the leaves a few times a week, or place it near a humidifier. It's pretty chill about humidity, as long as you don't forget it entirely. Ornata's great because it adds this pop of color without being overwhelming. It fits into almost any plant collection and gives your space that touch of sophistication. So, if you're looking for a plant with a little flair and low-maintenance vibes, Calathea Ornata's perfect. Those pinstripes make it look fancy, but it's actually super easygoing, and it'll definitely elevate your space. Alright, let's talk about Calathea Rufibarba. This one's a little different from the others. It's got a fuzzy texture. Yeah, you heard me right, fuzzy leaves. Some people even call it the furry feather Calathea. These leaves are soft to the touch, with that deep green color on top and that rich purple on the underside. You're not just looking at this plant, you're going to want to touch it. It's like the velvet of the plant world. Rufibarba, like most Calatheas, loves bright, indirect light. It's not a fan of direct sunlight. Those soft leaves will get scorched. So find a spot with filtered light, maybe a few feet away from a window, and it'll be happy. As far as watering goes, keep the soil moist but not soggy. A good rule of thumb is to water when the top inch of soil feels dry. And like the other Calatheas, it prefers filtered or distilled water. Tap water can be a little harsh for this one. Now, this one really enjoys humidity. So, if you're not in a naturally humid area, mist it a few times a week, or even better, stick it near a humidifier. Those fuzzy leaves love the extra moisture. Rufibarba adds some unique texture to your plant collection. It's not as bold in terms of color as some other Calatheas, but the soft, feathery vibe makes it stand out in its own way. So, if you're looking for a low-maintenance Calathea with a little bit of personality, Calathea Rufibarba is the one. It's got those soft, fuzzy leaves, loves a bit of humidity, and it's super chill to take care of. Perfect for anyone wanting something a little different. Alright, last but definitely not least, we've got the Calathea Vittata. Now, if you're into clean, sharp patterns, this one's going to be right up your alley. It's sleek, it's stylish, and best of all, super low maintenance. Check out these crisp white stripes. Vittata's got this really modern, minimalist look, like it's been painted with perfect brushstrokes. It's the kind of plant that looks like you spent hours caring for it, but really it's pretty easy. Just like its Calathea cousins, Vittata thrives in bright, indirect light. You want to keep it out of direct sunlight, though, because that can fade those sharp white lines. Anywhere with soft, filtered light is perfect. Watering's pretty simple. Keep the soil moist but not soggy, just water when the top inch feels dry. And like the others, filtered or distilled water is better because Calatheas can be a little sensitive to tap water. Vittata loves humidity, so if you've got dry air in your place, Give it a little misting every few days. It's not too demanding, but keeping up with humidity helps those leaves stay sharp and vibrant. It's a perfect accent plant. Vittata's got that minimalist, clean aesthetic, so it fits pretty much anywhere. Whether it's on a bookshelf, a coffee table, or even a windowsill, it's bold without being overwhelming. So there you have it, Calathea Vittata. If you're looking for a low-maintenance plant that brings a modern, sleek vibe to your home, this is the one to go for. Plus, those stripes, they're just cool, plain and simple. And there you have it, 7 low-maintenance Calatheas that are not only easy to care for, but also bring some serious style to your space. Whether you're into bold patterns, soft textures, or sleek stripes, there's a Calathea for everyone. They're all unique, beautiful, and way easier to take care of than you might think. So, if you're looking to add some greenery to your home without all the fuss, give one of these Calatheas a try. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you like this, hit the like button, subscribe for more plant tips, and as always, happy planting!